A moment ago, here was the scene. The Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
On the double.
Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. 65, 65.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 17-yard line.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Get out the field, defense. Hey, check 24.
Now it's Ryan. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. It's caught. Jones. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop.
And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Jones has it. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the first down. Ito Smith, his first carry. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
I got you. 20.
Here's Ryan. Connects with Sanu right side. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
3, 2-18, chop.
On 3rd down, Devontae Freeman. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They're going on 4th down. It's Ryan. He completes it to Jones. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. Ryan now 4 of 5 since coming on. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, they run with Smith, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Back now in Atlanta, second quarter action. The Falcons with the football as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. On 2nd and 9, Ryan. This will be caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, 38 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson, and able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Throwing is Wilson. It's caught right side, Dixon. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. On 1st down, it's Carson. Room here to run. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the Falcons.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Now it's Wilson. On the move to his left. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They'll try to run with Carson, and he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run as they are now on the board here in the first half. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive, and how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no...
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Markevius Mingo gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot.
General West.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
He'll want it. Check. Fresno. Let him go.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. He's going to float this one deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Well, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Come on, QB, come on. No.
Space. 20.
Alert 3. Watch safety 3.
Here we go on 4th down with Ryan. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. Now, this is a nice little gift-wrap situation as they take over 1st and goal. Now a give right side. Carson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Myers connects on the PAT. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. That's Ziggy Ansah, the number 5 pick in 2013, credited with a sack. Another try after the first down sack. Ryan throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones, his intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things.
50.
Here we go, G.A. South. Gun.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
Hey, seam 6. Get up.
3rd and long. It's Ryan. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at about the 31.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on 3rd and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they've got him blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Carson. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. On 2nd down, it's Carson. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Double time. 4 down. Check.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
At their own 22-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hey, 58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic.
From the shotgun, Ryan. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Push him back. Push him back.
Final play of the half. It's Ryan. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Here's Carson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop it. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Check 55, Mike. Get ready, get ready, get ready.
On first down, Carson. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
On second down now, it's Carson. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Chris Carson, 36 yards. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Trey Flowers picks it.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
They'll run on first down. Carson. Down, but not before getting this in.